Welcome Wanderers, welcome back to the channel. It is I, Dave, the Tabletop Wanderer, and we are back with some more Shadow of Alnor, and we are going to continue with Killian's adventure. That's right. Got his character sheet right here, and of course we're going to be using Streamlined Superheroes, SoloRPG GME, and whatever we need. Okay, if I need the Oracle cards, I've got them right there in front of me, and I can go and get them. So we are back in Alnor, right here, and on the last episode, Killian went to meet Dragnar. I always mess up his name because that's how I roll. I'm not good with names. I've never been good with names, and I'm not going to start being good with names, okay? So he went up and met Dragnar, and Dragnar, he told Dragnar that Dragnar owed him big time. He has to work for him now. So I want to give a big shout out to John Fredericks from Sharp Mountain Games, he actually gave me the idea for what Dragnar is going to be. Yes, he did actually. So Dragnar is going to be sort of a sidekick. He's going to be, let's say, Dragnar is going to be Q, who Q was for James Bond. If you get the reference, you get it. If you don't, I'll explain. Q was the dude, the guy that did all the little crazy gadgets for James Bond, and so Dragnar is going to be the Shadows, Killian's Q. Okay, thank you, John, for that. How should I say that idea? Yes, I'm going to steal it from you. And so we pick up with Killian the next evening. He gets out of home, and he makes his way to the Ironforge district to go and meet up with Dragnar. And I have misplaced my tokens. No. Okay. Not to it's over there. Give me a sec. Okay, I got them. So if you don't know already, I have these little containers with all the tokens that I've made. I need to make some more. Got some generic ones here: battle droids, skeleton archers, spiders, and I have the hero tokens here. Okay, and that's what I was looking for. And you can actually see that I have the Shadow Killian right here. So Killian makes his way to the Ironforge district, and he meets up, goes into the warehouse, the factory of Dragnar, Dragnar's forge. And Dragnar once again is in the back office, and he's messing around with some papers, some parchments and stuff, you know, and he hears a slight creaking of the floorboards, and he turns around, and the Shadow's there right in front of him. And Dragnar is, startled, of course. He's startled by the appearance of the Shadow without a word or hardly a sound. He turns around and goes, oh, you're here. I'm ready to help you. What do you need, Shadow? What do you need? And the Shadow turns to him, I need to go into the harbor, like I said. Have you got anything for me? Did you make anything? And Dragnar goes, yes, I did. With a little bit of a help of a friend of mine from the Tinker's Quarter. And Killian turns to him, does your friend know who you're working for? And Dragnar goes, no. I did not tell him anything. No, you're safe. Your secret's safe with me. But yeah, come. And so he takes him out of the back office and into this back room of the forge, and in it there's this workstation up against the wall, and there's this little contraption, sort of a cylinder on the bench, and Dragnar wobbles over, he grabs it and goes, here you are, this is for you. And Killian looks at it, picks it up in his hand and goes, What is it? And Dragna goes, well, let's just say that it is a breathing apparatus for underwater. My friend and I, we've been thinking about this, and we said, okay, how do fish breathe underwater? And fish breathe through their gills. As we said, how about we try and make a sort of contraption, a mechanism if you want, where it replicates the functionality of the gills of fish. And Killian, still looking at it, goes, does it work? And Dragna goes, oh, well, you're going to have to find that out by yourself. You see, I can't swim, and my friend, he can't swim either. So we just thought we'd make it, and you could test it out. Killian, still with the thing in her hand, looks at him, goes, you better hope it works, because if it doesn't... The Dragna goes, oh, no. Well, if it doesn't, bring it back and I'll fix it, of course. I'll fix it, of course. No worries. Shall we go and test it? And Killian says, yeah, let's go. And so they walk out of the forge, and Killian turns to Dragna and says, meet me at the harbour, the first pier. And Dragna goes, okay. And he starts running through the streets of the Ironforge district on his way to the harbour. When he gets there, Killian's already waiting. He's up on top of one of the warehouses. He's looking down, and he sees Dragna coming along. And he jumps down, lands right next to him. He goes, well, dwarf, let's see if this works. How do I use it? And he says, well, you see these little two sort of things right here? You put those in your mouth, and you go under the water, and you just breathe normally. And Killian, he grabs it and he starts to put it in his mouth as he's walking towards the edge of the water. And he stops and turns back and goes, don't go anywhere, because if this doesn't work, we're going to have a little conversation. And if you do run, the conversation's going to be worse. Stay put. And he puts it in his mouth and he dives into the water. The water's freezing. It is nearly midnight. And Killian starts to panic a little, because he doesn't think that the thing is working, the contraption is working. But then he remembers that Dragna says, just breathe normally. And he starts to breathe normally, as if he was up on land. And he can feel the oxygen fill his lungs, go through his mouth, and it's filling his lungs. And he starts swimming, and he's breathing more, and he can feel it. And he thinks to himself, okay, it's working. So he comes up above water, heads on to the edge, sort of a little sort of beach that's there, and the dwarf's waiting for him in the shadows of their warehouse. And Killian walks up to him, pats him on the head. Good job, little one. Now, go back home. And if I need you for anything else, I know where to find you. And Dragna goes, oh, thank you. Good luck, Shadow. Good luck. Let me know how it goes. Okay, thank you. And he runs off back to his forge / home. Killian gets the contraption, puts it in his pouch, and he goes back home. He goes to bed. The next morning, he's in the government district at the archive, and he's working. And Bryn Amaris comes up behind him. Hello, Killian. Good morning. Killian turns to her and goes, hello. Do you need anything? She says, well, have you got any leads on anything? And Killian looks around, grabs her by the arm, says, come with me. And he pulls her, and they go into one of the back offices of the archive. Killian turns to her, he goes, you crazy? You're talking to me about that thing right here, where everyone can see us, where anyone can hear us. You out of your mind? She says, well, they don't know what we're talking about. Oh, really? So tell me, what other cases are you on, Bryn? And she looks at him and goes, oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. That's what I thought. Now, I've got a lead, but I'm not going to tell you. Not here. If you want, meet me, you know where, and you know the time. She says, okay then. And they both walk out of the office. Each one goes their separate ways. They go their separate ways. And day goes off without a hitch. Everything's okay. Everything's fine. Nighttime comes. And Bryn Amaris is once again up on top of the roof of the archive. And she hears this fluttering. And she knows that Killian has arrived. And he turns around the small sort of tower that's on top of the archive and comes through, and she sees him, and she starts running towards him, and he puts out his hands and goes, stay there. I still don't trust you. I don't know what you're up to, Bryn. You messing around with that gutter blight fella. Don't know. But I do have some information. But I can only tell you tomorrow. Just know that I'll be in the harbour somewhere. And he jumps off the roof. And she doesn't even get a word in. And when she goes to see off the roof once again, he's not there anymore. And he makes his way down to the harbour. And he's up on top of the roof of another warehouse, and he knows more or less where the submarine came from the other night. So he grabs the Dragonar's contraption, puts it in his mouth, and he jumps off the roof and glides straight into the water. He starts swimming. Fish going by. The water's really cold. And about 100 or so meters in front, he starts to see these sort of lights in the water. And he's really like strange for him, because like there's lights in the water. Okay. And he continues to swim through the water. And as he continues, he's heading for those lights. The picture's becoming more clear through the water. And he sees this sort of tower, steel tower with some glass windows, like rising from the harbour bed up. But it doesn't go all the way up to the surface of the water. And he notices that there's this sort of round door on the side, on one of the sides of the tower. So he makes his way towards that. He gets to the tower, to that opening, and he can see it's sort of a door or a portal or airlock or something like that. And he grabs his pouch, and he's got some gadgets in his pouch, like we've seen before. Okay, we're going to say that there's this sort of locking mechanism on the side of the tower. And he starts to fumble through his pouch, and he grabs some lock picks. And he looks at the gadget and stuff like that, but he notices that the lock picks aren't going to be any use for anything of that. And all of a sudden, there's this big shadow behind him. He only manages to look around, and behind him, the submarine just appears out of nowhere. And from the side of the submarine, he can see that there's this protrusion, circular protrusion from the side of the submarine. And he manages to go under the submarine as the submarine comes in, and it docks perfectly with the side of the tower and that opening. And Killian now knows that's the entrance to the tower. He's still underwater. He's swimming around the sub, trying to find a way in without like making too much noise or giving off that he's there. And nothing, he can't find anything. But the engines of the sub start roaring up again. And he knows that he's thinking that the submarine is probably going to leave the tower once again, probably already filled with the cargo of the mind bend drug. And he makes his way all again to the side of the submarine where the submarine connected to the tower. And the submarine disconnects from the tower just a little, and Killian sees that the opening, that round opening, is starting to close in sort of a iris kaleidoscope sort of thing. And he tries to swim in and get into the airlock. Now, does he make it in? I'm going to do something that I haven't done on this channel. I watched Grognar's first episode of his campaign last night. A lot of fun. Go and check it out. And he actually used also a coin, a yes or no coin. I've had this for quite some time now, but I've never really used it. What better way than to use it today? So, does Killian manage to get inside the airlock of the tower? Yes or no? Oops, yes or no? Let's put this here so it doesn't make a lot of noise. Okay, let's put this here, and I'll throw it all the way over there. I'll flip it all the way over there. Okay, yes or no? Does Killian go into the airlock? No, he can't. He does not. He does not. So, as he's trying to get in, the pressure of the sub pulling away starts to pull him towards the sub also, and he does not manage to get in. So what he does is he sees the submarine move along, and he goes back swimming, and he heads straight for Dragonar's house. He gets there, Dragonar's already asleep, and he shakes him up. Wake up! And Dragonar goes, oh, what? Shadow, what are you doing here? Aren't you supposed to be under the water? Don't tell me it didn't work. Don't tell me that the thing didn't work. The gills didn't work. They didn't work? And Killian says, shut up. They work perfect. Okay? Got a bit of a problem. I need to get into a spot they can't get into. It's got this sort of contraption on the side, and this big round hole where this underwater boat goes and connects to it. And Dragonar goes, ooh, very interesting. I'll tell you what, I know exactly what to do. Come with me. And he jumps out of the bed, takes him down to the forge and to the basement, and he gives him 2 containers, round containers, and he says, this here is nitro, so you have to be very careful with it, and it goes kaboom, it blows up stuff. I use every now and then, I use just a little bit just to, help some of the forging process go along faster. But yeah, sort of something like this. But yeah, this does make a bang. So please take it, and the way it works is just shake it. Just shake it and put it where you want. Yeah. Oh, wait. Oh, here you go. And he gives him some sort of gooey substance, and he sticks it to the thing and the container, and says, so when you get there, shake it and just stick it. This will stick right to where you want it to stick. And then swim very fast. And Killian takes it and goes, thank you. I'll be back. And he makes his way once again into the harbour. And as he's about to leave the forge, Dragonite turns to him and goes, don't shake it too much. You don't want it to go kaboom before you get to where you want to go. Be careful. And Killian just looks at him and goes, okay. And he makes his way down to the harbour, gets back into the water, puts on the gills, gets back into the water and goes straight for the tower. He knows now exactly where it is, and he knows that's where possibly the mind bend is being made. And he gets to the tower, and he goes to the hole, and he shakes the container, just shakes it, and sticks it to where he thinks the locking mechanism in, and he starts swimming away. And he turns back and he can see this little sort of ball of flame happen on the side of the tower. And all of a sudden, the round door just goes and opens. And he also notices that when that happens, all the lights that can be seen through the windows of this side of the tower turn from white to red. And he knows the alarm has been ticked off. But anyway, he makes his way into the hole, and he manages to get in. The whole compartment's filled with water, and he looks back and he can see that this big metal plate just comes straight down onto the hole, and he thinks that's sort of an emergency override of the place shutting down. And as that happens, the water starts to get sucked out, pumped out by some sort of pump that he can't see, probably on the side of the walls, on the ground, or something like that. He takes off the gills, gets the sickles ready, and he can see that there's this large metal door at the other end of the room. So he runs towards it, and he just stands there waiting. The whole place is everything's just red with the alert lights, and he's waiting. The doors start to open up, and these two guys come in, one with a broadsword and one with a short bow. And the guy's short bow, he looks at it, and he turns towards where Killian is up against the wall, and he just doesn't have any time. He just, the sickle just cuts right into him, and he shoots his short bow up to the top. The other bandit looks around and he sees his companion starting to fall, and Killian just throws his sickle. Sickle twirls and bam, hits him right in the eye, and he goes down also. Killian grabs up his sickles, and he runs through the door. Now, what I'm going to do is we're going to have a bit of a dungeon sort of thing going on. Let me get some paper. And I've got some paper right here. Let's not waste too much time. What I'm going to say is, it is a tower. There is a tower. And Killian just got into the tower. I'm going to say that the tower has 4 levels. Okay, yeah, 4 levels. There are 4 levels to the tower. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, and 4. Killian is on level 1. Now, what we need to see is how many bandits are in here. Okay. How should I do that? How should we generate these bandits? So it is a tower. It is guarded. It should be guarded pretty well. So we're going to say that each level has a D8 amount of guards. Okay, so level 1 has 1 guard. I'm going to say that there were 3. Killian just took out 2. Level 2 has... Okay, this is not working. I'm not going to do 2 guard. Let's see. Okay, level 2 has 8 guards. That's more like it. 8 guards right there. Level 3, 7. Okay. And level 4, which is the main, this is the main thing, is going to have 1 boss, which you will all see in just a minute, if we get there, and 2 guards. Okay. Killian is in the first level. He's just gone in, and so now let me just put this here to hold this down a bit. There is 1 guard. He's running through the corridors trying to find his way up, and at the end of this corridor there's this door, and there's a guard right there, and Killian starts running towards him. With streamlined superheroes, you can make the henchmen and minor henchmen or other henchmen. Thing is, I'm using my tablet to record my face, and I got my document on that. But I think I did minor opponents. They have the henchmen have 3 HP each, so we're going to do that. Each of these have 3 HP, and so Killian runs towards the guy. Right, and he lunges himself at the guard. So blue would be Killian, the shadow, and red would be the meanie, the baddie. So let's see. Ooh, so Killian, that's a 16 and that's a 20. So what happens is Killian runs up, throws himself, and comes down with his sickles. But the guard manages to defend himself, deflect Killian's attack with his shield. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put not this one. Do 1, 2, 3, and then we need 1, 2, 3. Okay, we are back. So what I'm going to do, what I did right here was all these circles that you see are the HP of the guards. I did not put the boss HP just yet, and the shadow. So Killian has 20 HP, and this is all the HP of the guards. We are on the ground level, first level, and Killian just attacked, but he missed the guard. Well, he didn't miss, the guard defended. Completely different. Now the guard, he picks up got his sword in hand, and he goes to hit Killian, but Killian also, with an 18, he manages to defend himself, and so on and so forth. Let's keep on going. Let's see if Killian hits. Killian does not hit the guard. Ooh, the guard has 8. Killian has 7, but Killian does have 3 ticks, so that makes it 10, so nothing happens. Then they're just going boom, 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 and one's deflecting, the other's defending. Until Killian goes and he hits the guard with a 16. Now, usually what I do is that will be only 1 hit point. But because we've got so many guards to get through, I'm going to be using the effect dice on this occasion. So, Still Shadow is Killian's melee and ranged attack die. So we're going to roll a d10 to see how much damage he does on this guard. He does 7 points of damage, which takes this guard down. This is just to speed things up, okay? So Killian kills the guard, bursts open the door and runs up the stairs. During the stairs, he's running up and, let's see, four guards start running down, and he comes in. Let's do this. Let me grab this, and really, how many d20s pop up? All these things here, no d20. Right here. Okay, so 3. I need one more. Right here. 4. Okay, so Killian is running up the stairs, and 4 guards start running down. Killian, don't forget, Killian is the blue die, and Killian gets a 15. So I'm going to say that he attacks 2 of them, and he misses the he hits the other 2. Okay, let's do this. Roll a d8. 10. Oh, wait, a d10. Yeah, that's a d10. 10. So I'm going to divide these 10 points by 4 of the minions or guards. So he gets 1, so that's 3, 6, 9, and this one's at 10. So he, as they're coming down, he just goes and he's running past them, and he managed to take out 3 of them. Only one survived on the stairs, and that the guy, he's hurt, so damn it, and he turns to hit Killian, but is badly hurt, so he can't do anything. His attack misses, and Killian goes in for the kill with a 19 and just smacks the guy in the face and kills him. So he has finished off 4 of these. He goes up the ladder, up the stairs, and he bursts open into the corridor. And in that corridor, the other 4 guards are waiting for him. They probably heard all the commotion in the stairwell, and so they're just waiting for him. They see him. You freak! You die here tonight. And Killian is blue. He gets a 12, which is actually better than all of them. And they all rush at him with swords and hammers and other stuff, other weapons. But he just managed to deflect everything. And now he is going to focus how many of them? There's 4 of them? 2. So he's going to focus the first 2. Or well, the last 2, as he's going by, they come this way, they ting, 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 and the last 2, he hits them with a 20. Oh, they have no chance of surviving this, and he rolls a 3, which is exactly what he needs to take out 2 of them, and he takes out another 2. The other 2, they see that. No! You freak, you're going to die. And they turn around and start running towards Killian. Killian makes his stand. I say Killian all the time, but it's a shadow. So the shadow makes him his stand. And, ooh, they both attack at the same time. He does get a 9 plus 3 is 12. So he does manage to defend one of them, but he gets hit by another Okay, and they have what was it? I think it was a D4 damage. If I'm not, they generally have attributes 0 and D6, a D6 die. Okay, so the one that does hit Killian hits him for 1 point. Okay, Killian takes that point to the face, and he turns around and goes after the other two. So he's already in floor number 2. Ooh, but he misses completely. They just defend. This guy, however, he got a 20. There are no crits in this game, but let's see. Does he manage to counterattack Killian? Let's see. No, he does not. He does not get 10. So he only defends. If he did get a success, I'd say that he got a counterattack on the shadow. So no, the shadow misses. Now it's their turn. Ooh, he got a 3 plus 3, 6. He managed to defend that, but he does not defend this guy. And this guy hits him with 1 also. They're pretty, thank goodness they're weak. And Killian just takes another blow to his armor, to his chest armor. He goes, oh, okay, I'm fed up with you guys. Not too much. So no successes, and this guy manages to defend. Now it's their turn. Oh, Killian, you're getting whacked. So the red one is because he does have 3 decks, but that takes it to 8, so it's not a success. So he's going to get 5 plus 9 points of damage. Ooh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is not looking good for Killian. Now Killian, he goes to hit them. Oh, he managed to get this guy, but the other one, he got a nat 20. Let's see if he can counterattack. No, he cannot. So the other guy is going to take damage. 8 points of damage, which is enough to take him out. Now it's only just Killian and the last guard. Ooh, Killian does defend, however. 9 plus 3 is 12. He does defend. Killian attacks, misses. The guard attacks, and he hits Killian for 1 point. Oh, I think we killed the good guard. And Killian, once again, he's taking quite some time. He does manage to hit. Let's see how many points he hits him with 2. Oh, come on, Killian, really? The guard is hurting badly, but he manages to grab some extra force in him, and he hits Killian, the shadow, for another 3 points. Oosh. 3 points. Oof, that's not too good. And now the shadow comes in, and he basically finishes him 2. He only needed 1. And Killian has managed to kill all 8 of the guards, but not before taking a lot of damage. Yes, a lot of damage. However, he does have his utility pouch, and he does have some healing balm in his utility pouch. I'm going to say that the healing balm will heal him a D8 plus 1. Let's see. D8 plus 1. 6 plus 1 is 7, so he gets another 7 points of health. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. So he's back up a bit, and does he have another healing balm on him? Let's see. He does, but he's not going to use it just yet. So he makes his way up the stairs to the 3rd room, and he breaks open the door, and he can see that there's this massive room with just some sort of smaller rooms on the side. The whole entrance is basically empty, and on these side rooms, they're all closed off by glass, and inside he can see common folk. You can see dwarves, humans, elves, and they're all a bit like down under. They're a bit under the weather, I mean, and they're all crazy look in their eyes. And there's 8 rooms in there, but then there are 7. One of the rooms is not occupied, and overhead, Killian just hears, "Hello, Shadow." Wow, imagine that, having to be under the sea and get to meet the Shadow in person. Welcome. Oh, yes. Let me bring out the welcoming committee. And the doors go. They all open up, and these 7 mind-bend plagued people fall in on him. Okay. Killian sees that these are just 7 normal everyday citizens of Alnor who have been taken by the mind plague, or the mind bend, I mean. And once again, he needs to get through this, because on the other side of the room is the door that he thinks will take him to the next level. But he does not want to kill them, because after all, they are just citizens. So let's see what happens. He picks out how many of them. Let's see. We got, let me get my D8. Oh, he goes just for one of them. And he goes straight for one of them. The first one, well, let's just say the one on the right, he's the first one that comes out. But he misses completely. And by that time, he attacks the mind bend citizen, but he misses, and all the others just fall on him. So I am going to roll these 4 and then another 3. Okay, this guy has a success and this guy has a success, so 2 of them made a success. We'll put these here. That was a 12 roll, so we need to roll another 3, so we'll just roll these. They both make successes, and we need another D20. Yay! I'll just roll this one. 4, no success. Okay, so Killian has to defend. The others all missed. The other 3 missed, and now Killian has to see if he can defend from these guys. 2, no, he cannot. No way. Not even with his dex, that will bring him to 3, and he does not succeed. Because these guys are citizens and just basic citizens, I'm going to say they do a 1d3 damage onto Killian. So I need to roll 1d3 4 times. That is 3. Not good. 6. 9. 12 points. What are the odds, right? What are the odds? So Killian takes 12 points of damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And Killian gets knocked out. Not dead. He just gets knocked out. However, as he goes down to the ground, his eyes is starting to black out, and he is looking on the side with his head on the ground, and he can see the door at the end of the room, and the door opens, and he can see this white figure caped down to the ground, walking towards him. And he's opening his eyes, opening and shutting his eyes, opening and shutting his eyes. And he can sense himself going into the darkness. And the figure stops by his head, kneels down and looks at him. and he can see that it's the pale one, the full white mask, the red eyes, and the pale one looks at him and goes, "Goodbye, Killian." And that's where I'm going to end this episode. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Big shout out to my members. Grognard, go and check his channel out. His new campaign is really, really fun. Mage Hammer, go and check his channel out, because all his videos are fun. Go and check out, and of course Jamie. So the 3 members, Grognard, Mage Hammer, and Jamie, thank you very much. Also go and check out Streamlined Superheroes, John Fredericks at Sharp Mountain Games, Willona's Cave, Moses Boyajian with his SoloRPG GME, and I still haven't got the books, but they're on their way. Go and check out Solo Spelunking, because he has put out 3 books which are very good. 2 of them I have, but not in book form. I have him in PDF and I printed it out, but his novel, his first novel, the space opera novel, is out, so go and check him out also. I'll put links down in the description for all of those, and thank you again. Stay safe. Bye bye.